when they're actually on camera during a shot, during a scene, and you're gonna have a hard time looking for the uncomfortability or the assault or the hostile work environment that she's been claiming. Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively. Yeah, It Ends With Us is the movie. The studio wants to make a sequel because it made a lot of money. It was a small budget indie film. Not even an indie film, but small budgeted film, made a ton of money. The studio's like, fix this so we can make the sequel. But Justin owns the rights. So Blake is trying to get him out the way, even though he's the rights holder, so they can do the sequel without him. How? He's the lead character that just happens to own the rights to the book of this movie y'all shot that made a shitload of money. You see how this works? Let's go. This is some nasty work, y'all. Nasty work.
New video released by lawyers for actor Justin Baldoni shows unedited footage from the filming of It Ends With Us. The lawyers say the video's evidence that his co-star Blake Lively's allegations of sexual harassment are unfounded. But Lively says they only validate her claims. ABC News' Matt Gutman has more details.
Justin Baldoni's attorneys following through on a promise.
We're going to put it out there for the public to decide for themselves.
Releasing raw tape showing some of what happened on the set of It Ends With Us. It's the latest move in a Hollywood battle royale between Baldoni, his PR team, and his co-star Blake Lively. Baldoni's lawyer saying the video shows all 3 takes of a slow dance scene.
Can we do a score? Can we do a score? Couple scores?
And it's this scene mentioned as part of Lively's sexual harassment suit. The court filing by Lively stating that during that scene, Mr. Baldoni chose to let the camera roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead, he spoke to Miss Lively out of character as himself.
I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
At one point, he leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said, "It smells so good." Mr. Baldoni was caressing Miss Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles.
See, this is why I can never date an actress, because y'all play too much. Shout out to all the women that are married to the Denzels and God knows whoever. I, as a man, I couldn't. Shout out to Courtney B. Vance, having to watch his wife in that studio scene of what's love got to do with it. I would have no, bitch, it's either me or this damn Hollywood shit. You know what I'm saying? I could never date an actress. We'll never date an actress. We'll never. Y'all play too much. There's no way. I don't give a damn who's the intimacy coordinator. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna waste your time. You damn sure ain't gonna waste mine playing with my emotions like this. I will hurt you. Okay? Let's continue.
I'm probably getting very close to
That smells good.
Well, it's not bad. It's my body makeup.
Lively also accusing Baldoni and his PR team of a smear campaign against her. In the sound from the recording, you can hear the two talking to each other. At one point, Blake even commenting on the size of Baldoni's nose.
It's so nosy.
I know.
Noses.
And my nose is so big.
I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We're gonna call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And then,
Lively's team responding to the video saying Justin Baldoni and his lawyer may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him, but the video itself is damning. Every frame of the released footage corroborates to the letter what Miss Lively described in her complaint. The video shows Miss Lively leaning away and repeatedly asking for the characters to just talk.
but I think I should start talking. We should be talking. Make some talking.
For most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism.
This man's a male feminist. Yes, Justin Baldoni is a self-identified male feminist. It never works out for you guys. All you guys that want to be on the side of the queen, and yes, girl, yes, a male feminist, Neil Gaiman, right? The famed author that gave you the American Gods TV series. He's a self-described male feminist. How's that working out for him? I mean, it kind of is, because there's no lawsuit really pending against him like that. But still, at the end of the day, it comes back to bite you. But let's continue.
Of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though, to be shutting down a woman's claims of sexual harassment?
Shutting down a woman's claims.
She is claiming that there was sexual harassment. He's saying none of it is true, never happened, never did.
So what he's saying is that the allegations against him are false. Is he allowed to defend himself? Is that the narrative now, that you're not allowed to say it's not true?
This video released just days after Baldoni sued Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, for alleged defamation, extortion, and invasion of privacy.
All right, cut. We got plenty.
Yes.
Blake Lively's team says that in showing this video, they are blaming the victim here. They also say that they'd prefer litigating this in court rather than in the public sphere. Again, Baldoni's team says they have much more that they intend to release to the public in the coming days. Now, for those keeping count, there are now at least 5 separate legal actions involving Baldoni, Blake Lively, and their various PR reps. And the amount of damages and compensation being sought in all these various litigations, $900 million.
Cut this man a check. Buy the rights back from him, cut him a check, and move on with the series with another male lead. Because they're already comparing Blake Lively to Amber Heard. And if you remember what happened with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, right? So this is a mess all the way around. There are no real winners in this, and we have a long way to go before this thing gets settled. Now, once again, people in Hollywood are scared to say they hate working with for Ryan Reynolds. Once again, he's a douchebag with power. Damn the money. Everybody knows money means nothing. Power. Okay? So let's go over other people's commentary of this situation. Like I said, I've been watching it I've been circling it for months now. And I'm like, I don't personally care about it. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal to me like that. And, you know, my audience, you guys, y'all don't care about this type of stuff. But I figured, you know what? Let me go ahead and talk about it because it's, you know, I got friends that work in Hollywood. And, you know, they back up what, you know, people been saying. Like, they hate anything to do with that man. But, so let's go with the first clip, the first commentary.
How does this benefit Justin Baldoni to smear Blake Lively? This film is his baby, financed in part by his own production studio. It's his first time being a co-star and a director, and he obviously wanted Blake, a superstar, to be happy, to be at her best. It would only hurt his film and his team if he smeared Blake, if he hurt Blake, if any of them did. None of this passes the smell test.
I think my theory is I think Blake forced her husband to file this lawsuit. I legitimately think that the wife, Blake Lively, to cover her ass and to make it look legitimate, forced, strong-armed, berated, nagged her husband to file this lawsuit, thus further angering people. And it only reiterates how people truly feel about Ryan Reynolds. Nobody likes him. Nobody. Now let's get to Candace Owens. Candace Owens is in this stuff. She's in the tea. Let's go.
And I promise I'm done. So I decided to take some time to actually deeply read through Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And it just further cemented everything that I had found out, and realizing that everything we're reading, it's not a lawsuit. I want you guys to know that we are not observing publicly back and forth a lawsuit. What we are observing is essentially a ticking time bomb, a timer on Ryan Reynolds' ego. This is the entire thing is being driven by Ryan Reynolds. This is not even, before I was like, this is like Blake Lively trying to Me Too. My viewpoint is Blake Lively has nothing to do with what is happening. Her husband has come undone. And there's so much that I want to say here because I'm very disturbed by it. Like, first and foremost, what's now becoming very clear to me is that Blake Lively developed some feelings for Justin Baldoni on set. Has happened to her. She has, been in love with Penn Badgley from, Gossip Girl. Then she got with Ryan Reynolds. All these people, they're on set, and their job is to sell that they're falling in love. And a lot of times, as we see with actors and actresses, it actually happens. And there's no question in my mind that Blake Lively caught real feelings for Justin Baldoni. That comes across when you read his filings and you see how easily he disputes all of her narratives. And the thing is why I say this is not a real lawsuit and Ryan Reynolds knows this, is because he's got everything on camera, okay? There's even one part of the lawsuit where he says, like, you know, this whole idea is like a sexual harassment. She invited him to her penthouse and like he was holding her baby. Like the guy that sexually you're not having him to.
Now we've heard cases of co-stars falling in love with each other. For us urban folk, probably one of the biggest examples is Martin and Tisha Campbell, right? Martin got so wrapped up in Tisha, he wanted her to leave Dwayne and be with him. And she was like, nope, can't do it. Even though they were messing around for what, three and a half seasons. And then she filed a lawsuit in season 4. And then season 5, you never saw them in the same frame. If you go back and watch the old Martins, first 3 seasons, they're always in frame together. Season 4, less. And then season 5, they're never, ever in the same frame ever again. Let's continue.
House and letting him hold your kids. Like, this is 10 times worse than the Amber Heard lawsuit. It will be 10 times worse for Blake Lively if she is meant to hit this stand. And what alarms me, and this is quite ironic, it's like a dark irony here, is this film is about domestic abuse.
Yep.
What is happening now, in my view, is Ryan Reynolds is now abusing his wife. He's using, this is like litigation abuse. He is trying to inflict pain. Again, this is my perspective, pain and punishment, because
I disagree with Candace. I believe Blake forced her husband's hand. Like, aren't you going to do something? Aren't you going to protect me? That's what I believe that was taking place. He had no choice but to ride for his wife. Let's continue.
He has come undone, realizing that she had some sort of like an emotional affair with Justin Baldoni. I mean, the way this lawsuit describes is like they were riding into the night together. She was like laughing until she was crying. Like, and again, he's got this on camera, the way that he just dropped that scene on camera. So Ryan knows that there is videographic evidence, that there's photographic evidence, that basically everything that's being claimed here is easily disputed. Like, I haven't read such an open and shut lawsuit since I read and reviewed on my show before it was popular, and I was like, Diddy's going to get arrested, because this person is not just filing and meaningless lawsuit, he's got photographic and video evidence. Like, and like I said, I sensed it in Brian Friedman's language, and the fact that Ryan is now trying to get a gag order as opposed to ending the lawsuit means that he has not yet come to terms with his ego. That's scary. That's narcissism, right?
Like I said, everybody in Hollywood knows Ryan Reynolds is a douchebag with a lot of power. You know, Kevin Feige now brings in Ryan Reynolds to consult on other Marvel movies. Like, he's always been the douchey, smart mouth, quick-witted, you know, just snarky individual. He's always been like that his entire career. Now he has power. Let's continue.
That is not a relationship you want to be in, because he's basically saying, I will burn down my entire house. I will burn down your career, and I will burn down my career, and I will also inflict pain upon our children who are going to, like, this is public, right? All for the sake of what? He can't win it. This is an unwinnable lawsuit.
I agree.
The biggest loser in all this, by the way, is the New York Times. Like, how stupid. I mean, it must have been a phone call. They have to settle this. There's no way.
I agree.
That he lost things. Justin Baldoni has real damages. They avoided every fact. That means they gave Justin Baldoni hours to respond, and yet he had film that could have disputed, and they didn't give him the time to produce that. They hit send on it because they were doing someone a favor, okay? And my instinct there is, like, I've heard Taylor Swift's, like, person behind the scenes is a woman named Tree, and she can make anything happen. And so the purpose of that New York Times piece was to inflict real pain and humiliation on Justin Baldoni. It was not to get to the truth. It was not to tell a story. It wasn't to break any news. This was doing someone a solid behind the scenes to make sure that Justin Baldoni could never work in Hollywood again. That person was Ryan Reynolds, okay? I am very concerned for the circumstance that Blake Lively is in. And I am not a Blake Lively fan. I think this snowballed and it spiraled, and she basically just had to let her husband, whatever it was, that he saw, and he finally caught on to this quote unquote emotional affair. Again, I'm giving my opinion, having now read the documents. It sent him into a kind of rage that, like I said, it's like figuratively, I'll kill everything in this house, you know, and I don't care, because all I care about is harming Justin Baldoni, as opposed to maybe trying to work through whatever.
And this is where I disagree with Candace. Candace understands a man gets to that point, somebody put a huge battery in his back. Most men are not that blinded. They do a cost risk assessment for every situation. Every time they go to war, per se, there's always a, let's do a risk analysis. What am I losing if I pull this trigger? If I push this button, what am I losing? What I'm gaining this, but what am I going to lose to get that? How badly do I want to get this? How, you know, like I'm gonna stick with, I believe he was weaponized. Yeah, I believe he was weaponized. He has worked too hard to get to this position in life, to just go off blindly, just to go off on one man, basically, that's beneath him, respectively. This to me screams the wife is in his ear, like, aren't you going to do something, type of thing. And it's like, what are you going to do?
Was in your relationship that made her susceptible to catching feelings for Justin Baldoni, because that's what happened here. She caught feelings for this. She was never, in my view, sexually harassed. None of this happened, and they were getting close. That's what happened. And
yeah, this is what happens when you go to work every day. Say what y'all want, but a lot of y'all have work wives, work husbands. Cut the bullshit. You spend more time with your coworkers than you do with your mate at home. Okay? You spend more time with your coworkers than you do with your mate at home. Your coworker knows what you like for lunch. He knows what you did last night, what you did this morning. He knows what you did 2 weeks ago. He knows how to cheer you up. He knows your emotional mood swings. Cut the BS. Your coworker, your coworkers probably know as much about you as your significant other does at home. And guess what? You see this person every day for 8 to 10 hours a day. Humans are polyamorous. Let's just take sex out the equation. Humans are polyamorous. Let's continue.
And flip the switch. And so I'm not even sure now that these messages that came from Blake's phone were written by Blake. Like, I am now really honing in on the fact that Ryan is mentally unwell. Like, I fully believe that Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, I believe, Candace, you put an extra on it right now. You just put an extra on it. Ma'am, you're seeing a husband with no choice but to ride for his wife. That's what you're seeing. I think Candace is being a little bit disingenuous for the clicks and views at this point.
Is in a really dark place right now. And again, the most disturbing part of this is not that he tried to do it. Like, okay, you get into a rage, you want to destroy this guy, and you think you win. Then you find out that you're not going to win at all, right? He's read, like I have read through this complaint. He knows there's evidence. He knows this is going to be worse than Amber Heard. Why are you keeping this going? Okay?
Because his wife said so.
Are you really going to allow your wife to keep going through this hurt publicly? Are you going to make her sit on the stand and get proven to be a liar for revenge? Like, do you think that this is like how you get the girl in the end? Like, humiliating he's humiliating Blake Lively right now. This is
She started it. And Justin told everybody, because when that lawsuit first launched, let me tell you, all the women online dragged Justin so bad. His original PR firm fired him. Do you understand? His original PR team fired Justin Baldoni. They said, nah, you doing too much. We got to let you go. She made that happen. And then until he filed a countersuit, then everybody's like, oh, wait, what's going on here? Wait. Yeah, because nobody wants to be burned again, like the Amber Heard situation with Johnny Depp. Because everybody turned on Johnny Depp when Amber Heard was saying what she had been saying for a decade, and it killed that man's career, basically. Yeah.
humiliating. So no matter what she did, whatever he caught, whatever he saw, maybe he had a right to be upset.
Okay,
He
I'm gonna let
did
this one
not
go.
have
Okay. I disagree with Candace as far as Ryan's motivation for this. Clearly, it's his wife telling him what to do. She's like, you better do something, protect me, whatever the case may be, regardless if they had an emotional affair on set. Like, listen, like, it doesn't happen. Like, it happens more often than not. So yeah, that's I'm up to speed on the case. I think it gets settled out of court. Cut Justin a big ass check, buy back the rights, move forward with another lead actor, and continue the series, because the movie made a lot of money, and people clearly, are into these, it's not a rom-com, but the romantic movies, right? And then hopefully Justin, is able to get, I'm sure he'll get more work, but I think them settling, when they eventually settle, worked out in his favor, But once again, this man, his original PR team fired him. So